baked goods, pottery, handmade crafts, and more. This is our third season, and the Dixie Lee Farmers Market is still making it easier for you to buy fresh, locally grown produce and fresh local goods, all offered from Tennessee farmers and artisans. The Dixie Lee Farmers Market, 12740 Kingston Pike at Renaissance Farragut.
Steps up, it's in.
Sarah just scored the winning goal in the last game of the season. Her dad couldn't make the game because he's out of town on a business trip, but he was able to watch his daughter during that exciting moment because of Knox Ivy. Knox Ivy is unique because its specifically local content reaches a global audience, making it possible for local businesses to reach their target market but still connect with viewers worldwide. Knox Ivy, new answers for new media.
We're ready to make our salad. Earlier today when I was at the farmer's market, I bought Swiss chard and romaine lettuce. So what I've done is I've rinsed off the Swiss chard and the romaine lettuce. And what I want to show you is how to clean Swiss chard, because some people don't know. You want to take the center membrane or spine, you want to take it off because that's kind of tough. So then what I do with this is I put it right into my compost pail, which is so convenient because once it's full, my husband John takes it outside, puts it in the compost bin that I showed you on the last show. So what I'm going to do is just take and tear the lettuce and Swiss chard in the bowl. And one thing that is really great about the farmer's market is that it's not expensive. This lettuce probably even could be less than what you would pay for it at the grocery store, especially at the specialty grocery stores. So it's really a great way to support the local community and also to have really fresh ingredients for your family. Remember, if it's a fresh ingredient, you're going to get a lot more minerals and vitamins out of what you eat. So that'll be good. And as you can see, plenty for next time. This is quite a big head of romaine that I got. So then what I'm going to do is take the cucumbers and slice them up. You can see that this is like a nice small little pickling cucumber. And what's nice about these is that they're easy and you do not have to peel them. They're nice and tender and they're great on salads and sandwiches. And this one actually came from the cucumber plant that I showed you in last week's show. So I had this one that I got from the farmer's market a couple weeks ago. So we're going to use this one and I'll save that one for another salad. So you just put them in. These little cherry tomatoes also came from the garden. What I'm going to do is just cut them in half. I've already washed them. And you can see how pretty that is. It really, the colors come through. The tomatoes are so fragrant. And it's just a great, easy salad that I'm going to put together in just a couple of minutes. This is a Vidalia onion, so I'm going to cut it, cut off the top, and then you just peel it. And I'm just going to put a few slices into the salad. And again, all of this goes into the compost bin. It's amazing how much less trash you have when you have a compost bin. And what's nice is that next year we won't even have to buy any dirt. We're going to have all composted, nice, fresh, rich soil. And so then we're also saving money by using the compost bin. And it's really easy to do. We're just going to cut these in quarters and then just put the slices. And it's nice because this is a sweet onion, so it'll be nice in the salad. You could also use a red onion, or also scallions. Chives would be really good. I could have cut some chives for the salad. Then I'm going to make a vinaigrette. This is so easy. Again, no preservatives. It's so inexpensive. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of champagne vinegar into the bowl and probably about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This is nice virgin olive oil, so it doesn't have a real strong flavor. And then I'm just going to put in about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard and lots of pepper. Like I told you before, we really love pepper. And a little bit of salt. Oops. And I want to get a little bit of garlic. Normally I would be using fresh garlic, but this time I'm just going to use a little bit of garlic powder for time. Now you want to whisk it together because what this does is that it emulsifies the mustard and the vinegar and the olive oil, and that's what makes it real nice as far as the consistency for the salad. And you can really smell this too. It smells so good with the olive oil and the vinegar and the little bit of mustard. So you can see it's just all nicely going together. The air gets into the mixture, and that's what brings it all together. So now I'm just going to put it right over the top. And there you have your salad. How quick and easy was that?
Hi, I'm Taz Cable with the Bolivo. It's a non-traditional local entertainment, local sports base with just a pinch of punchy, bitter comedy, yet bringing to a boil heavy community news, truth, and opinion poured over crumbles of Hollywood and topped with everything getting you out of the house. That's the weekly Bolivo. Join me Tuesdays at 6 p.m., but always on demand on the Knox Ivy Network.
Want your business to be seen by thousands daily? Knox Ivy is the solution. Email info@knoxivy.com for more information.
I'm Don Sproles.
And I'm Karen Sproles.
We are the owners of the Lunchbox Restaurants.
Our cooking here is a lot like you would do in your own home.
It's like having you in our living room, having you in our dining room.
We do everything from scratch. All of our baking, all of our cooking is done from scratch. We know what's in our product. Our catering services are rather unique in that we're totally customized. We've done dinners for 2 people that a husband will pick up and surprise his wife with and take home. And we've done 1,500 box breakfasts. We can produce a wonderful event regardless of what your budget is.
We have customers that we feed today that we fed June 3rd, 1981. I think we can take a great deal of satisfaction out of that. And we enjoy working together and have continued to do that all these years.
Thank you to MetroPulse readers everywhere for voting Knox Ivy the best new business for 2010. We love our role as an active partner in telling the world about the people, ideas, and activities that shape East Tennessee. Cheers!
So now we're going to move over to the zucchini, and we're going to put it on the cutting board. As you can see, it's cooled down a little bit, and it's really interesting because if you look, all of the juices have come together. It's almost just like when you cook with meat. You always want to let it sit so that all of the flavors can come together. Get it. So all we do is just cut this into squares. It's cutting really nicely. It smells so good. And again, very inexpensive to make. A couple of tomatoes, a half of a big zucchini, sour cream, and the cheese. I think I'll take that whole tomato. There we go. So you can see it's really creamy. Now, if I would have cut this right away when it first came out of the oven, it would have been separated. So just like a lasagna, you really want to let it sit and have all the flavors come together. Then we're going to take our salad. I'm just going to mix it up. Oh my gosh, it looks great. It smells wonderful. Take a little bit. And let's give it a try. Let's see how this turned out. Nice, the zucchini is very just tender. Let me make sure it's not gonna. Oh my gosh, it is so good. The flavors are all coming together with the tomato and the zucchini and the oregano. The cheese, that was the organic cheese that I bought earlier at the farmer's market, is just fantastic. I will definitely be going back to that vendor. It's such a difference what fresh ingredients taste like compared to what you get in the regular store or frozen. And the greens are nice and crisp. Crunchy. The salad dressing has just the right amount of tang. And I just can't tell you how great this is. I really hope that you're going to make this dish and send me an email at maryskitchengarden.com. Let me know how you liked it. And also give me some ideas for my next show. I want every show to be a little bit different. I'll come to and look at your garden. I'll do a dish that you would like to have everyone try. And I really look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.
Need a video or commercial that you can afford? Knox Ivy is the solution. Email info@knoxivy.com for more information.
How are you using social media to connect people to your business?
More than 1.6 million people are actively engaged on Facebook right now.
What are your regular clients saying about you?
Generation Y now outnumbers the baby boomers, and 96% of them are using social networking sites.
Could these be your potential clients?
Since 2000, there has been a 130% jump in the number of Americans who use the internet.
Local results are integral to all major search engines.
And advertising online means you're right next to your point of sale.
Knox Ivy offers local businesses a cost-effective way to advertise.
We can help integrate your advertising with social media
and optimize your exposure. Knox Ivy, new answers for new media.
Hi, I'm Mary Gushen, and I'd like to welcome you to my new show, Mary's Kitchen and Garden. This show is all about healthy eating, which means using ingredients from your garden and market that are fresh and in season. The recipes that I'll show you are easy to make and not too expensive. Everyone is on a budget, and I want to show you how to cook without using preservatives. Healthy, flavorful meals that you and your family will love. And remember, this is your show. Email me with your suggestions about cooking and gardening for the show, plus recipes that you would like me to try. Join me for Mary's Kitchen and Garden, only on knoxivy.com.
Thank you to MetroPulse readers everywhere for voting Knox Ivy the best new business for 2010. We love our role as an active partner in telling the world about the people, ideas, and activities that shape East Tennessee. Cheers! Buy local. Buy fresh at the Dixie Lee Farmers Market at Renaissance Farragut. Join us every Saturday morning from 9 to noon for locally grown produce, cheeses, herbs, potted plants, baked goods, pottery, handmade crafts, and more. This is our third season, and the Dixie Lee Farmers Market is still making it easier for you to buy fresh locally grown produce and fresh local goods, all offered from Tennessee farmers and artisans. The Dixie Lee Farmers Market, 12740 Kingston Pike at Renaissance Farragut.
Hi, I'm Mary Gushen, and I want to welcome you to my show, Mary's Kitchen and Garden. Today we're going to focus on herbs and how you can use them in the kitchen with oils, vinegars, and pesto. So when I come back, we're going to be on my deck and I'm going to cut the herbs and show you how to cut them, because it's really important to make sure that they will regrow and be a real bushy plant. So when I come back, we're going to do the herbs and then we'll go into my kitchen. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, welcome back. I'm really excited to be here and show you how to cut herbs because it's so important to make sure that you cut them properly so that they will regrow. This pineapple sage, as you can see, is ready to be cut. It is pretty much almost out of my pot. So what I'm going to do is cut a good couple inches down all the way because I'm going to make several different vinegars and oils with it. And what you'll find in a couple of weeks when I show you this again is that it's going to be all bushy again, which is what you want. The second one I'm going to pick is the lemon thyme. This is really easy. You just kind of take it all in your hands, take the whole bush, which is what I want because I'm going to make a lot of different oils with it and vinegars, and I just put it in my basket. The third one is rosemary. This I just want to cut back, and again, it's going to regrow bushier than it was before. It's really important to pick your herbs because if you don't, they will become leggy. Now at this pot, this is fennel, which we're going to use on the next show for the baked potato salad, but right now I'm going to pick some mint for some tea. So again, doing the same thing, very easy. All that herbs need is sun and water and a nice dirt mixture in order for them to be healthy. This is oregano. Again, I've already picked this a couple of times, so it's not as full. It is growing back though, and now I am going to cut a little bit more for the oils and vinegars today. The last one I'm going to pick is the regular thyme. This bush has just been awesome this year. As you can see, it's really big. So I'm going to really give it a haircut because I'm going to use it again in several different recipes. So when I come back, we're going to go in my kitchen and we're going to make the oils and vinegar and pesto. So I'll see you in a minute. Hi, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here with you talking about herbs and oils and vinegars and pesto. Like I said before, it's really important to make sure that you cut your herbs right, which is what I showed you in the first segment. And now I'm going to show you how to make oils and vinegars and pesto. The first thing is going to be oils. And what's really important from all the research that I've done is to make sure that you don't have any botulism issues. This is a real problem with homemade oils because there's no oil in water, but there's oil in the herbs. And from everything that I've seen, the best way to do it is to boil the herbs first, put them in an ice bath, and then put the oil in with the herbs into your bottles. So that's what I'm going to do first. I've already trimmed the sage off of the stems, which I just picked in the first segment, and also this is the thyme that I've taken off the stems. So the next thing you want to do is just rough chop the sage leaves. And I'm actually going to make two different kinds of oil today. I'm going to make the sage and thyme, and I'm going to make a red basil and lemon thyme oil. So again, I'm rough chopping the basil. So I've got 2 pots of water that are boiling. And it's a very short process. You're just going to put them into the water for just 30 seconds. So I'm going to come over to my stove and take and put the pineapple sage and thyme in one pot. And then I'm going to put the red basil and lemon thyme into the other pot. Get all that in there. And then I'm going to let this boil for just 30 seconds. So I'm kind of timing this in my head. Turn this one up a little bit. And then I already have my oil ready to go. What's really important is that you use a very light extra virgin olive oil because you want the herbs to come through in the oil. If you use too heavy of an olive oil, then you're going to taste the flavor of the olives, which in this case you really want to taste the flavor of the herbs. So another second or so, and I'm going to be ready to go as far as the next step is to strain them. And I'm just kind of stirring them up here to make sure that all of the herbs are getting the boiling water, again, to kill any bacteria that might be on the leaves. So I'm going to turn this off. First, I'm going to drain the sage thyme. And actually, this water could be used for, say, a vegetable stock. At this point, I'm not going to do that because of being focused on the herbs, but actually the water could be used for other things. Then you take and you put the pineapple sage and thyme right into the water bath, which is just ice cubes in cold water because you want to stop the cooking process. And just kind of stir those up there. And then let me go over and get the purple basil and the lemon thyme, which will be a nice Italian type. Oh, you can really smell the basil. It smells so good. You want to be careful to make sure that you don't lose the thyme when you're draining, because it's a lot smaller of an herb as far as the size of the leaf. And this water is actually purple. Again, I could use this water, which I will do next time, for a vegetable type of broth. Again, you just put that right into the herb bath, or the ice bath. And then what you want to do is you're going to take and put these herbs into the food processor along with the oil. So what I've done is I've taken the sage and the thyme leaves out of the ice bath and put them on paper towels to dry. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the basil and thyme. Again, you want to be kind of careful because the thyme is relatively small compared to the basil. But what's nice is that you can take the ice and use it as far as watering another plant, which is exactly what I'm going to do. As you know from my previous shows, I'm all about conservation and getting everything out of, whether it's water, whether it's plants, no matter what, I'm always looking to, stretch that dollar, which you'll see in future shows how I've been able to do that. And this is one way, is that all I'm doing is pulling the herbs out of this bath. They've stopped boiling. And now I'm ready to put them into the food processor. You just want to kind of pat on the herbs to get a lot of the water out. Get another paper towel. The basil has a tendency to hold a lot of water, so you want to get all that out. And just take it off of the paper towel. The sage doesn't seem to hold near as much water as the basil does. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the pineapple sage first into the food processor. And we're going to chop that for just a couple of seconds. Just want to pulse it. And as you can see, it's nice and small. And then what you want to do is take and put 1 cup. I've got 2 cups here because I'm making 2 different oils. So I'm going to take and pour 1 cup into the food processor. A little bit more. And then again, just pulse it. And it's nice and mixed. This is really easy to do. I'm going to take it out of the food processor and use my funnel and pour it right into my container. When I was talking about saving money, I actually found these nice these glass containers at the dollar store, and they have really nice spouts so that you can pour the oil right from the container. So this is going to back up a little bit because I'm using a funnel. I just didn't want to make a mess. But what I'm going to do once the oil gets in, I'm going to take and put all of the herbs right into this bottle. A little bit more. And then you can take and put the herbs right in. Because that's where all the flavor is coming from. And then you can keep this in the refrigerator. Very important to keep it in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. So this can be used in all different types of dishes in salads and in stir fries and marinating, any type of marinade that you might do. And you can look to have it with focaccia, which is what we're going to do later as far as at the end of the show. This is a little messy. And then all you do is you take and you put the stopper on. And what's nice is that you can also give this as a gift. So what I'm going to do is, while we take a break, I'm going to put the purple basil and lemon thyme into the container, and I'll show you that when I come back. And then we're going to make a vinegar. So I'll see you in a minute.
Buy local. Buy fresh at the Dixie Lee Farmers Market at Renaissance Farragut. Join us every Saturday morning from 9 to noon for locally grown produce, cheeses, herbs, potted plants, baked goods, pottery, handmade crafts, and more. This is our third season, and the Dixie Lee Farmers Market is still making it easier for you to buy fresh locally grown produce and fresh local goods, all offered from Tennessee farmers and artisans. The Dixie Lee Farmers Market, 12740 Kingston Pike at Renaissance Farragut.
Hi, I'm Mary Gushen, and I'd like to welcome you to my new show, Mary's Kitchen and Garden. This show is all about healthy eating, which means using ingredients from your garden and market that are fresh and in season. The recipes that I'll show you are easy to make and not too expensive. Everyone is on a budget, and I want to show you how to cook without using preservatives. Healthy, flavorful meals that you and your family will love. And remember, this is your show. Email me with your suggestions about cooking and gardening for the show, plus recipes that you would like me to try. Join me for Mary's Kitchen and Garden, only on KnoxIvy.com.
Want to host or produce your own show? Knox Ivy is the solution. Email info@knoxivy.com for more information.
Spending a few minutes of your day preparing a meal for your family is really simple. I'm Jeffrey DeAlejandro, partner of the Crown and Goose in the Old City. I want to reach out to local folks and teach